Hey guys, so it really is confusing when you listen to everyone saying this has to happen, blah blah blah. Where the medbeds are concerned, okay, so funding has to happen first. So that has to be released for Tier 4B, which is us, the humanitarians, the internet group, as they call it. That has to happen first. Then, something like 6 to 8 weeks after funding, the public will be made aware of the medbeds. Now, whether this happens during an EBS or something like that, possibly. I don't know how they're going to do it. That's just what I was told directly from within the military department that is handling the medbeds. Okay. Then, after the public have been made aware of the existence of medbeds and what they're capable of, 4 to 6 weeks later, the national phone numbers will be released to call and ring to make your appointment. Now, I've been asked officially if I will release those numbers, if I'll be the one to release the phone numbers to make your appointment for your medbed session. This is for the public, which I have agreed. So we're looking at around 3 to 4 months after the release of the humanitarian funds to Tier 4B. So after we start our appointments, 3 to 4 months after, the public starts to use the medbeds, okay? That's when the phone numbers will be released. Again, whether it is the EBS or EAS, whatever you want to call it, who knows, okay? But I've been officially asked to release those numbers, okay, which I have agreed. Now, GESARA has already begun. It's been going on for quite some time. There won't be an official announcement of NESARA GESARA. It's already happened. It's just happened behind closed doors. But there is no announcement of NESARA GESARA because it's already started. How do you think that so many of the poor countries are having their debts wiped? We have to think logically. Stop listening to all these different intel providers and gurus and start thinking logically. Do you really think that these poor countries like Zimbabwe and all would have their debts wiped if GESARA hadn't started? No, of course not. They'd still be in debt. Okay? So, but in regards to the phone numbers for the medbeds, we're looking at 3 to 4 months after humanitarian funding has been released. Now, for that humanitarian funding, again, I heard today from my contacts, they're saying ignore all the bullshit coming from all the intel providers. It's all deliberate misinformation. Not one intel provider actually has accurate information. Okay, they said ignore them all. It's all deliberate to put off the criminals because our RV and humanitarian community has been completely infiltrated by criminals. So we have all the deliberate misinformation, and they actually said there's not one true bit of information out there regarding the RV. So ignore them all. If someone is saying it, then it's not true. Okay, the real intel, the actual truth, will not be publicized. Nobody will get the truth. No one. Okay, so if you're listening to people, then stop listening because it's all BS. All right, nobody will know when the funds are going to be released. Everything is already in place and done. They just are putting everything in place, and if you look up at the night sky, you may see a few lights in the sky, a few things that are not normally there. Okay, our planet is completely surrounded by many ships which have come to assist in the handover and the changeover of the wealth, which means a lot of us are being very, very well protected. The redemption centers are under constant guard and very well protected. Okay, we've got Galactics helping, we've got so many other things helping. They're all in place, ready to release the funds so that we can start getting everything done. Okay, so please stop listening to everyone. Not one single intel provider or guru or RV person actually has valid intel. Okay, it's all deliberate misinformation. Okay, deliberate misinformation to put off the criminals, to protect the funds, to protect the wealth, and to protect the people involved, including you. Okay, so it does not matter about NESARA GESARA because it's already been done. All right, there will be no announcement. As for the EBS, EAS, I'm not even sure they're going to do that. I think my personal opinion is they're going to keep everything behind closed doors and bring it slowly to public awareness, not with the EAS. Everything's happening behind closed doors. Okay, so just be aware that we are literally on a clock of, hours, minutes. Okay, we're not on a clock of days, months, weeks and months. Okay, we're on hours and minutes. This can go at any second, and we're not going to get any warning. All right, so anyone saying, oh, it's going to happen this time, it's going to happen that time, or this has to happen first and has to be implemented, okay, it's all deliberate misinformation. Not one person who's speaking has any idea when this is going to happen or what needs to be implemented. It's all done, ready to go. All right, I hope that helps.